One thing that almost became lost to me in my mid-20s and 30s was the awareness of the incredible mystery and mystique of life. I stopped feeling it. I stopped thinking about it as often. Events or experiences would arise that normally would have snapped me back, but in what felt like chaos, these things were lost. They never made their way up the priority ladder above at the time what felt like more important or urgent. The wonders that I carried as a child, like my unspoken connection to nature, or the wonders of the night sky, somehow faded as I became more distant from myself. It's only again recently in the last few years that I've slowly learned to regain presence and step back from the heat of the kitchen, to rediscover those old forgotten wonders. It's like a slow but distinct awakening where I am emerging again into myself. This carries an awareness of my body and the emotional energy in a new, powerful way. I've had a lot of help to get here. None of this journey was done alone. When I acted alone, my progress was slowed or even at times halted. It's in acknowledging my own vulnerabilities as part of my whole being that has allowed me to work with others on a level never before experienced. I have let people into my life by sharing myself, not just the parts that I want to present. People in my life that have helped me regain a more true sense of purpose and importance. With the ultimate truths of my life now shared with my wife, I feel a sense of freedom. I feel a sense of relief because whatever fears that I had previously around true connection have evaporated under the light of love. The costume, or person that I thought I needed to be in order to be successful in life, is becoming disrobed. This doesn't mean a complete harmonious life, but rather this means embracing differences and conflict with courage. The art of striking a balance of all life has to offer. The pursuit of achieving harmony and conflict. The courage to redefine how I operate in the world and interact with others. I remember when I first became aware of this concept, I was very young, laying in bed listening to my AM/FM radio. When the weather aligned perfectly, one of the alternative rock stations from London, Ontario would come in, not completely clear of static, but enough that when these conditions lined up, I would glue myself to the radio. Intrigued by the emotions that music would stir up in my body, I was mesmerized. Nothing in my home life experience had ever done this. I felt like I was dabbling in something that I shouldn't be engaging in. On this particular night, the radio host introduced a group that I was aware of, but not familiar with, Metallica. I knew this as a heavy metal band, something that would be completely unacceptable in the eyes of my parents. I couldn't understand how this expression of creativity could be considered as bad, so naturally, my curiosity for what was withheld piqued. Specifically, the Metallica song that they introduced and played was off a new album called Metallica in Symphony, which features the San Francisco Orchestra, which was another style of music that I was not exposed to, but I wasn't even interested in it. The song was called No Leaf Clover. The music moved me in a way that I knew was important. The words, harmony, and conflict echoed through my mind as I listened. At the time, as I said, I knew it was important, but I didn't have the rest of the puzzle. I did not see the whole picture. As soon as the track started to play, I was pulled in so intently that I still remember the moment today. The harshness of the heavy guitar and the emotionally rich, hard voice of the vocals should have clashed with the thin and fragile feeling elements of the string instruments, but they didn't. As the strings flowed gently, the power of the accompanying brass drove the music deep into my soul. The heavy screaming guitar melded into the mix so naturally, it felt like the musical expression of yin and yang. Together, these polarized musical genres blended in such a beautiful and powerful way, it brought me to tears as I sat in wonder and goosebumps. The beauty and darkness together formed something complete. This is where the existence of harmony and conflict revealed itself to me. A stark contrast to the world I was born into, where everyone pretended everything was okay. A world where people drifted away from themselves and into a mold that was taught as acceptable. A world where people suffered in silence. Well, I've understood that balance is possible. I stepped away from my pursuit of that when I drifted from my own self-presence. Today, looking back at these memories, I'm beginning to understand that I too can create that beautiful harmony. It is not created or experienced by ignoring or avoiding the difficult things in life, only by embracing them. This can only be experienced through a full surrender and incorporation of the dark and the light side of life. This means that any avoidance behaviors that I, or we, have to steer clear of conflict, it doesn't have the result we expect. This really just means that we're separating ourselves further from ourselves at a deep soul level, creating barriers to isolate the experiences we want versus welcoming in all aspects of life. Incorporate your shadows back into self. Acknowledge the feelings that arise when avoidance conditioning intercepts our experience. Bravely allow self to experience it all. The rewards, beyond cleaner connection to self, include embracing wonder, stronger relationships with loved ones, greater ability to love and experience love without expectation, and importantly, a life not controlled by fear. Owning the experience of life holistically is scary. It's scary because we've grown up with concepts of everything fitting into either good or evil, and to hide any discomfort in the darkness. A world where weakness has been preyed upon and the strength of brute force breeds what has been defined as success. The grand dilemma of the human experience is that's not who we are. We will never fit comfortably into that mold. We will never grow. We are spiritual beings powered by the unique gift of soul, emotional energy, our life force. We are spiritual beings that grow with experience through letting go. Dare to embrace what's in front of you with curiosity. Welcome the discomfort. Freedom is your reward.